So guys, as you can see, the rifle shoots like an absolute dream. Now this has been my second time going to our brand new 200-meter underground shooting range that we just got in Cape Town. This is going to be a game changer for all the people in Cape Town. The new Dave Sher that opened up here has a 200-meter range. It's freaking awesome, and it's going to give me the ability to, first of all, which is the number one thing I'm stoked about, is not build any error into my load development. No longer am I shooting in the hurricane winds that the Cape is known for in the summer, or in the Cape of Storms that we're known as in the winter. So now we can eliminate all of those variables, and it's really going to help me to knock out projects a little bit quicker, because sometimes I want to do stuff for you guys, but as has been the case the last couple of weeks, non-stop rain here in Cape Town and terrible conditions. So I really wanted to take this 20-inch Creedmoor out to the range and shoot some distance targets with you guys so that you could see how this performs at distance. Now sadly that's not been possible for us. Customer needs his rifle delivered, so I had to basically wrap up the project today because he wants to go hunting with it next week. Let's pop it over there in our little trusty tripod. There we go. This is actually set up for a different rifle, so it's not going to lock in completely, but let's pop this off like something like that. Oh wow, you see the bolt glide close there. I am so stoked with this setup. The only way I could be more stoked with this 20-inch 6.5 Creedmoor if this was actually mine. Absolutely blown away with it. The action runs like an absolute dream. The little PRS warbird we have on the front here, this thing just purrs like a kitten. Absolutely stellar project that we put together here, and I've sent the customer some images of what his groups look like. I mean, here's a group that I shot 2 days ago. This is tiny. Let me show you guys. This isn't gonna focus. Please do it. No, camera. There we go. Okay, so that's like easily under half a MOA. This was another one of our groups we shot today. Another absolute cracker group, like 0.4, just under 0.5 MOA. So super stoked. Now, a bunch of you guys are going to think, Pete, okay, so we know you shot the 143 grain ELDXs, okay, as if you missed the first video, by the way, there's a first video with like whole load recipe, everything. I'm going to share it with you guys. So we did 143 grain ELDXs for this build, okay, which is heavier than I normally shoot 140s in my Creedmoor, but this is a hunting rifle, so 143 it is. We loaded Vitavuri N550, okay. I settled on 41 grains, so I shot multiple loads when I did this load development. And it's worth noting, I've already binned that range paper, unfortunately, but it's worth noting that every single group was like, I would be stoked if it was my rifle. Like I tried 6 different groups, all of them barring the first group, which is kind of like, you know, bore sighting and then shooting the rest of the group. But, you know, they were all stellar groups, so super stoked on that. So 41 grains of N550 White River primers, which are like a budget-friendly primer, but you kind of have to shoot what you can get at this point. I don't know what the situation is like in the rest of the world. Let me know in the comments. Are you guys still struggling to get primers and stuff? Because I know like Federal is not an option here. And when somebody gets, they're so outlandishly expensive that it's almost not viable. So guys have been gravitating towards the White Rivers, and we actually sell a bunch of them at my store. And speaking of which, if you guys in South Africa want to buy powders and stuff like that, we can legally ship you powders. So just when you buy powders on my website, just hit the restricted item and we'll courier it to you, and they'll take care of all the licensing things. Anyway, so speed. The node we settled on, the 41 grains, we yielded 2,672.8 feet per second, okay, with the 143, which I'm pretty stoked on. So it shows that this is a little speedy barrel, right? Because Creedmoors are not the fastest shooting rifle, so I'm relatively happy with that. Considering that there's about 40 rounds down this pipe at this point in time, that number is likely to migrate to north of 2,700 feet per second as the barrel sort of settles in. Our standard deviation over 10 shots was 6.4 measured on the Garmin. Absolutely epic, okay? That basically means standard deviation, the difference between the average muzzle velocity speed. So that translates to long range consistency, assuming you have a good bullet, because you can produce low STs, but if you have a really crappy bullet with inconsistent BC, then you will not have success long range. So guys, that's a wrap for this project. Again, I'm so stoked about this, so happy for the customer. Good news is he lives very close by. Okay, so maybe one day, if we ask him very nicely, we can go see if we can trap a baboon with it or something like that. But yeah, what do you guys think? If you had to build a 20-inch, or let's just say you had to build a truck gun, what would you build? What would you chamber it in? And are you inspired by this build to do something similar? I tell you what, guys, over the last 2 years, I've been leaning more and more and more towards shorter guns for my hunting guns. As you know, I run the little 22 Creed with a 16-inch barrel. That thing is wildly accurate. It is so comfortable to hunt with because you can just maneuver in and out things easier. It's easy to carry because there's less weight. I'm now building 7mm short barrel stuff. We have some 22 Creeds. Our import permit is lying on my desk, so we got that. So those rifles are coming. If you want a 22 Creed from Horizon Firearms, send us an email, info@impactproshop.net. They're about 100,000 Rand, plus minus. So if you can't afford that, we could build you something on a Howa. But if you're in the market for a full custom gun, IOTA carbon stock, carbon fiber fluted barrel, let us know, because they're coming now that we have the police permit. So super stoked on that. Also worth noting, I did today shoot for the first time ever the Victrix Orb, okay, the 300 Norma Magnum. Wow, shooting that indoors, I was prepared. I had double plugs, so foamies in with the big ears over it, just because indoors the concussive forces, the sound bouncing off the walls and the stuff. So why did I only shoot it once? I shot one single round. I loaded something like 75 grains or something like that in 560. I only shot one round because what I wanted to do in order to now step up our load development process is I needed to drill and tap the back to basically make a modified case that's been fired in the actual chamber so that I can measure the bullet jump and things like that, because that just saves me a bunch of time with low development, knowing exactly how far off the lands I am. So yeah, look forward to knocking that project out pretty soon. Our goal for that is low development next. Once we have a nice load, we're either going to go and do long range baboon, but we need to be lucky to see something, or we'll go shoot a match. Let me know in the comments what you guys would like to see, but super stoked to finally get the 300 Norma project off the ground. Guys have also been asking, Pete, where's the ShyTech video? Where's the ShyTech video? Again, it's been raining a lot, okay? And I've had quite a busy schedule. We've just come out of our hunting season, so I'm home now for a while, so we can start knocking those kind of things out. So yeah, thank you very much for caring about where the projects are. They're coming, but it's only one guy filming and editing all the stuff, so yeah, it is what it is. Okay guys, thank you very much to MDT for making today's video possible. If you guys wanna kit out your rifles to make them look this good, head on over to mdttech.com. And if you're buying MDT stuff in South Africa, obviously look no further than my store, impactproshop.net. We do our best to give you guys customer service, and yeah, it's just a treat hearing the feedback from our clients and stuff every week. Yeah, so thank you very much for supporting us there. We really appreciate it. I leave you now with a baboon holding a sign that says please subscribe, because we need you guys to subscribe so we can exchange our silver play button for a gold one. So see you in the next video. Cheers guys. Bye.